eye of terror sees all. That's exactly what it's going to see for a very long time. Today we talk about the Deathguard, because the Deathguard are making me happy. That's what I want to see. We're going to be talking about Blight Lord Terminators. To quote from the book, "You cower from Nurgle's gifts, revolted by his touch. Fear not, Nurgle forgives your ignorance, for he is a generous God and will bless you all the same. Soon your fear will melt away before the Plague Lord's generosity, and with blinded eyes you will see the glorious truth." That's what it'll be. Will she ever text me? Costis Metallo. I cannot tell you the answer to that. All I can say is one can hope. I think it's a good thing to hope for. Board Terminators. Why the Board Terminators? Deathguard is today. Today we talk about Deathguard. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait for it, in fact. I'm so excited for it. I'm going to be sharing stuff with you that you may not have seen before. I hope we're getting your followers of Chaos. Of course you've seen it before. But it's always fun to talk about it again. I'll do a random giveaway to you. It's one of my favorite things. I'm going to search here. You do not hear type board. Keyboard typing. You hear something else. That's something else that you hear. Ooh. Lots of good stuff. Dang. Yeah, okay, this is fun. We can see some stuff here. I think we have enough in the show right now to get started. We're going to say that anyway. Let's just go ahead and switch it over. Switching over is fun. Mini Wargamer Dave here from MiniWargamer.com. Welcome, Wargamers, to the Shrine of Chaos. If this is your first time in the Shrine of Chaos, there's one rule. No Tau allowed. You must not collect Tau and enter the Shrine of Chaos. Your flesh will burn from your bones, and you will look slightly different when you go home, even though this is your second home. No Tau. You think I'm joking? I'm really serious when I say that. It doesn't make people feel good. Fried fish skillets. That's what we want. Today we're going to be talking about Deathguard, just so everybody knows. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go over some of the new units, some of the things that stuck out to me. If you haven't seen the Deathguard review video that I made last week, then this will be your time to see that. And I'm also going to be responding to some of your questions and comments that you'll leave in the live chat, so that'll be fun. We'll do a Chaos Comment Bomb as well at some point today in this show. Probably something to do with Deathguard. I think it's only relevant that we do that. We need at least 77 viewers on this. Oh, 109. That's good. We can jump forward. 7 is Nurgle's number, for those who don't know. I will smash every Tau mini I own now. Dave demanded it. Dave Rockefeller, you are one who speaks truth, and I will back you all the way, brother. That's something that I would like to see. In fact, if you made a video of it, it just might end up in mini wargaming. I think that might be something that is within the reach of possibility and in the near future, because even just thinking of that image in my mind made me happy, made me think gifts of happy thoughts. That wasn't proper English. Your job to organize the words. My job to throw them at you. See this? Check this out. This is a Deathguard phone case. Oh, would you look at that? Here's my current case. This is corn. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this off right now. And I'm going to switch it out. Just for today, because today is Deathguard Day. Today is a nurgly day. And I think it's only appropriate that we include it in the broadcast, because stuff like this makes us happy. So here's my phone. This is what I do. I'm going to put a little closer just to show you guys. Get a little bit of a taste of what happens when one from this company sends these cases. Yeah, that's right. OLED design. No, OLED design. OLED sign. No. It's I'll say oladesign.ca. You can also go to facebook.com/Olga Cuddle Art, and that's OLGACUTTELLART. Yeah, that's where you can get some of this. Actually, I'll show it one more time. Right there. I'll put it right up there at the front. These guys did not pay me to do this. I'm doing it out of the goodness of my heart because I love this phone case so much. He actually sent it as a gift to Chaos, and I accepted it graciously. So I have it up there long enough. Hopefully it'll focus on the numbers long enough for you to see it, and I think we're in business. There you go. Exciting stuff. Very good. Oh, another thing that I'll be talking about a little bit today is this. These, lady and gentlemen, are blueprints to the bunker. They are the new building that we are acquiring and building. We will be renovating it. Approximately 11,000 square feet. That is the bunker, and it's coming into fruition. October 7th is the day that we take possession of the building, and we get to do all the renovations to it. And we get to do all the building of the infrastructure. We can do all the HVAC and all the walls and all the electrical and make sure all that's good. Then once all that is done, once the bones are put in place, then we start to flesh it out with some nice meaty studios and themed rooms. I said themed rooms is what I said, not themed brooms, because that's not a thing. Not yet, anyway. Themed rooms. That's the exciting part. And something else is the exciting part for me. I got to show you this one part because I can't hold it in. It's actually hard for me to sleep. Yeah, let's show you this. Okay, check this out. Now, we're going to make slight alterations to this, but this is the actual bunker itself where you will be able to sleep overnight. These are suites. They will have their own private bathrooms. These are other bunk rooms. This is a lounge area. And that's how it's going to be. And oh, is it ever exciting? And like I said before, the sleep factor isn't really a thing right now because of just the excitement. I can't wait. All right, Patrick Stevenson, here's a bunker idea. Put a shrine to Nurgle above the toilet in the restroom. It's actually a fantastic idea. And I might just steal that for myself. Because here's the thing. We're going to be theming the rooms. And they're all going to have a certain feel to them. And no joke, no word of a lie. Dioramas in bathrooms, not out of the question. So, Nurgle shrine above toilet, not out of the question. In fact, very appropriate. I think that is an inspired idea. Like I said, I'll just kind of steal it as my own because it's a fantastic thought. Any other thoughts like that, shoot them this way, please. What third party would you recommend for making Deathguard? Well, Dome's Fiends. I can't tell you. I don't know of any off the top of my head, to be honest. I can't think of any right now anyway. I might know of some, but I just can't think of any. All I know is at GW, they make fantastic Deathguard models. Buy a tube of green stuff. We used to sell it on the online store. Then you can Nurglify your own Chaos Space Marines. That's another suggestion. Dave, don't move. There's a Tau right behind you. Miso. I can see my screen, and my screen reflects what's behind me, and I see no Tau, which means either you have underwater sight because you're a fish, because you're a Tau, or you just lied to me. Either way, you just took up a good 20 seconds of this, which is okay because I recognize your name. You've been on the show before. This is your second home. You're welcome. Do you have a Thousand Sons army, Dave? Yes, I do. Leo Xander Magnus. I do have a Thousand Sons army. It's a fun army. I like to feel it. I have Magnus. He's part of the army. I have many a tank and Land Raider and Thousand Sun, or Rubric Marines, and some Scarab Cult Terminators. Got to throw some of those in there. They're fun. I do have a Thousand Sons army. But now that Deathguard is new, I'm focusing on Deathguard, and I'm fielding Deathguard. I have a Deathguard army, which is only appropriate for what should be happening because it's new. But not just because it's new, because it's fun. I was collecting a Deathguard army before the new Deathguard came out. In fact, one of the things that I'm most sad about, and I'll include this little tidbit of sadness, is there's no more Deathguard bikers. There's no bikers in the Codex, which sucks because I have a lot of bikers. Like a stupid amount. Like, what's 70 times? No, what's 7 times 7? 49? I think I have around that. I think I have around that many bikes. I kind of wish that there were bikes. But, going with the theme of the slow and the moving and the Deathguard, I understand why maybe perhaps they didn't include it. But even though you understand something, you may not necessarily be happy with it. So that's all I got to say about the lack of bike in Deathguard army that possess I. Are you getting your old Chaos updated with new paint? Well, Socially Awesome Turtle, let me tell you. If I were to ever do that, it wouldn't be a matter of updating it. It would be a matter of getting new models and adding to it. I always prefer to add to the army as opposed to fixing what is already there. Because at the end of the day, you can never have too much chaos. And this way, that equals more chaos. Not newly improved chaos. Aaron McDonald wouldn't have been surprised if the new dude had taken over this too. The new dude. The new dude? What are we talking about here? I'm most excited to see the World Eaters Codex when it eventually happens. Yes, as am I, Angron. Make him a version that we could pit up against Mortarion and Magnus. I think that'd be amazing. I'm gonna picture it right now. Oh, the fire and the blood. Yeah, visions of happiness. More Nurglings, gruesome fate. More Nurglings. I love how you get Nurglings. Here, let's just jump right in. We're in it right now. We're talking about it. So let's just open it up and let's show you guys what we're talking about. So Nurglings, you can bring them as troops choices. I love this. I think that's hilarious. I think we're going to see Nurglings on the field. There it is right there. Troops, Nurglings. That's kind of funny. And I like how they combined the demons with the Deathguard, because to be absolutely honest, when I would field Deathguard before, I wouldn't include the demons. Heck, for that matter, I wouldn't include any demons with any army, with the exception of Khorne Demonkin. I will say this, because when I fielded a Khorne Demonkin army, there were many times when I only fielded demons with the chariots and the flesh hounds and the blood crushers. There are times when it was just that, but I enjoy the mix match, or the mixing and the matching of both in one army. Makes a lot of sense to me. It feels very themed, and I think it's just funny. Have a bunch of Nurglings up there with their poxwalkers. And all right, so let's talk about this. Death Shroud Terminators. Don't have the models yet. We'll be getting the models very soon. So in the interim, what I'm going to do is I'm going to field the 3 Typhus models that I have, make them one unit, because it's two Death Shroud Terminators and 1 Death Shroud Champion. So the unit consists of 3 models, and they are each armed with a Man Reaper and a Plague Spurt Gauntlet, which is basically a flamer, 6-inch flamer. It's a pistol weapon, but it's D6, so it's kind of like that. But anyway, they each have a Man Reaper. So since there's a new Typhus model, which I'll be getting, my old Typhus models won't be fielded And so I'll just use them as Death Shroud Terminators, in addition to also getting Death Shroud Terminators. But in the meantime, when those models aren't here, that's what's going to be on the battlefield, because that makes the most sense. And the reason why that makes the most sense is because Man Reaper, this is what it does. It's Strength +3, AP -3, D3 damage. So that's pretty sweet, especially since it's a plague weapon and you can reroll fail rolls of 1. Unless your Warlord has the Warlord trait, which allows units to reroll all fail wound rolls. That would be even better if you're going generic. Or heck, if you're fielding Mortarion, that's what he gives you. That'd be pretty cool. They also have Disgustingly Resilient, so any wound rolls on a 5 or 6, you ignore them, which is pretty sweet. I like this. Makes them more survivable. They do have 2 wounds each, which is good. You want to get these guys in close combat. They move really slow. They move 4 inches, so since they are Terminators and they have the Teleport Strike, my suggestion would be to bring them in on the end of the first movement phase of the first turn, get them to an enemy unit that won't gun you down, but is still worth it enough to hope to charge it in the first turn. Because if you do, then you're in business. If not, that's just another round of moving towards them. So that's what I would want to do. Also, there's the Silent Bodyguard special rule that they have, which allows you to basically pass off wounds onto them as opposed to any other Nurgle character that's nearby. You got to be within, 3 inches? Yeah, you got to be within 3 inches of that for that to happen. So, I'm thinking Mortarion, you kind of give them more wounds, or you give your Chaos Lord more wounds when these guys are close by. That's pretty sweet. It's kind of like the old Lookout Sir. Only better because it's very specific to this, and that's not an everyday thing that you see in an army. It's special. So I like that. And because their armor is better. They have Terminator armor. And they have a 4-up invuln save because it's actually Cataphractii armor. It's not Terminator armor per se, but they are called Terminators. So 4-up invuln, Disgustingly Resilient, 2 wounds each. You can pass off wounds from other Nurgle characters onto them, and you're armed with Man Reapers. So yes, get into close combat. Get into close combat as fast as you can, because they're Strength 5 base, plus it's +3 Strength for the Man Reaper. So you're at Strength 8. You're attacking things at Strength 8. That's decent. It's good against vehicles, and it's good against units of troops. I would say not so good against hordes. You're going to wasting your hits there because your hits are pretty potent. So go against units of elites, vehicles, and like straight up Marines would be good too. Vehicles are not bad. Majority of the time you're going to be wounding on 3s, and with your Disgustingly Resilient, you'll be re-rolling some of those rolls there. You re-roll rolls of 1 just on your own. I like it. I think that's good. Also, if you're attacking units of the Imperium, you have Death to the False Emperor as well. So you're also adding more attacks should you roll 6s when you attack. That's a good thing. It's very good for business. Deathguard have so many units that deal mortal wounds. It's lovely. Mark Evely. Yes, I agree. You know what? In fact, let's talk about some of the mortal wounds here. First off, something that sticks out to me is one of the stratagems. Let's see which one that is. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It could be Cloud of Flies. Is it that? Nope, it's Nurgle's Rot. How appropriate, it being called Nurgle's Rot. So check this out, okay? If you guys haven't heard of this already, haven't seen it in the review video or anywhere on the site, now's the time you're going to hear this. Nurgle's Rot is 3 command points, but it's 3 command points for a reason because of what it does. So you use it once per battle. So you select a Deathguard character and roll a d6 for every unit within 7 inches of them. So it says every unit. It doesn't say enemy unit. It says every unit. So this affects you too. Unless you have a Nurgle keyword, then it doesn't affect you. So it doesn't affect you unless you have other things in your army that aren't Nurgle. So let's just pretend that it doesn't affect you because you're Nurgle. And you're most likely going to be all Nurgle if you're fielding Nurgle. Anyway, so you roll d6 for every unit within 7 inches. And on a 4-up, the unit being rolled for suffers d3 mortal wounds. That's fun. That's a lot of wounds if should you be up in the middle of something and you're surrounded by things. So the more units around you, the better. And I like how it's 7 inches because that's a decent enough range bubble around you that you can do some damage. 3 command points. I wonder if it's worth the 3 command points. I'm thinking that yes, it is. And the reason why is because you are dealing D3 wounds. It's not necessarily an automatic D3 wounds because it's a 4+. So for each unit, you roll a 4+, and then that unit suffers D3 wounds. So you could miss some of those. So it's not an automatic. But I guess depending on what unit you're targeting, you would maybe possibly do a command point to reroll that. Because if it's a dude that you're fighting against and he's got 1 or 2 wounds left and you can possibly finish him off with the command point with the mortal wounds, then yeah, use a command point. Make sure you get that. Just an idea. But either way, it's themed. It's very lore appropriate. It has a pretty visceral, vivid imagery in my mind as to what would happen, and it's a lot of fun. So just going with rule of cool, reason alone, do that. That's the Nurgle's Rot stratagem. 3 command points though. So I would do that in at least a battalion detachment because with that you get 6, and that's kind of half your arsenal. So the way I look at that is you have 3 command points to do rerolls and things of that nature, and then you reserve the other 3 for Nurgle's Rot for the right time. You got to do the right timing for that. Yeah, it's okay. Going back here. Dave, what do you think about Mortarian's model not being really demon-looking or bloated? He doesn't fully embody Nurgle like the other demon Primarchs embody their own. Do you know why? Well, I don't know why. I can't tell you why. All I can say is I personally like the model. It doesn't bother me that he is perhaps a little more slender and goes to the gym more than I expected. So I didn't actually think of it, to be honest. When I first saw it, I was focusing on the paint job more than anything else. And that's fine. That's not bad. This is what we're going to do. You guys ready for this? You guys ready? We're going to do a Chaos Comment Bomb. For those of you who are not familiar with Chaos Comment Bombs, this is what we do.
Hello again and welcome to another...
I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to post a link in the video chat. I'm also going to post in the video description so that you guys can do it afterwards if you're watching this stream afterwards. But I'm posting a link in the video description. I'll post it twice so you guys can see it easily. Click on that link and go to the YouTube video and leave a comment in the YouTube video. This YouTube video happens to be talking about Deathguard, and we leave a comment, and the comment could be anything from Dave says hi, gives you a big Nurgle hug. Could be the Shrine of Chaos sees you, the Eye of Terror sees you, and Nurgle sees you. Or really, it could be anything you want. So the idea is to explode his phone because hopefully he's got the comments here updating on his phone. And if that's the case, it would just be hilarious. Especially if he's like a student and he's in class. I think that would be even more funny because then it's his phone's going nuts and, you know, it's really embarrassing for him. And seeing other people in embarrassing situations is funny. So I think that's good. I'm going to go here and I'm going to refresh this because I want to see how many comments. Let's see, started with 52.
Hello again and welcome.
And what has he got now? He's have to just... Okay, so we got 7 there so far. I'm going to update this so it newest first. Let's see. Nice. It's looking good, guys. I like it. It's good. I love seeing these comments, man. Comments on these videos. It's a lot of fun. And hopefully the person receiving these comments, it's a lot of fun too. I've never met this person before. Not sure who they are. Well, that's not true. I can't say that I've never met them before. I may have met them at a convention. I just didn't know it. I don't recognize this person. That's a truthful statement. I don't recognize his voice. All I know is that doing a video about Deathguard garners the Eye of Terror. and allows
Hello
you
again
to
and
be
welcome
seen.
to another one.
You guys hear that? Because I hear it. It's good. Good amount of comments. Yes, I like it. Newest first. Boom. Death to the False Emperor. A zombie pirate. That's perfect. Thank you very much. I love it. All right. Daniel Wilson says, to be honest, when Space Marines Codex dropped, people said that it was overpowered. You will find that as new codex come out, people will say the same about that. Once most armies codex are out, the armies balance. Well, that's certainly a thought on that. I tend to agree somewhat. I think that is that's something that makes sense. What you're saying makes sense. But I think that there will never be a true absolute balance in this game just because there's way too many variables. I think if all the numbers were crunched in some sort of computer system that spit out exact shards of an overall one whole piece, I think that might be closer. But that doesn't happen. That never happens. Your favorite channel, Appendix Power 5. Oh, that's good. I was hoping another channel would be your favorite channel, but, one cannot ask for too much. Now, speaking of asking for things, this is something you didn't ask for. Start collecting Space Wolves. That's what I'm giving away today. This is going to be the Gift of Chaos going out from the Shrine of Chaos to your hands at some point in time. And has nothing to do with Deathguard. And the reason why is because I wanted to throw you off, because you bet people are expecting Deathguard. Dudes, I don't even have the models yet, so can't give you what I don't have. But start collecting Space Wolves, that I have, and that I can give you. Dave, do we have a target already for the Chaos Comet Bomb? Yes, we do. I'm going to repost the link right there. I'll repost it twice. So if you haven't Chaos Comet Bombed that individual, then I suggest you do it now. You'll see that I posted it twice in the video chat. I also posted it in the video description if you're watching this afterwards. And please do leave a Chaos comment to be part of the Chaos Comet Bomb. It's good to be part of things. It's good to be part of a team. You feel like we're part of the family. Like a Nurgle family. You all give each other hugs all the time. It's great. It's your favorite guard channel. Of course, Mini Wargaming is my favorite. Panic Power 5. I saw what you did there. I see that you just saved yourself. So, because you saved yourself means that you made your save. And since you made your save, you get lucky dice rolls, which means you're probably not rolling quirk dice, which means that what you're doing well. So I suggest you continue doing it. Hey, Dave, where'd you get that Deathguard t-shirt you were wearing in the Codex review video? I need one. Well, Brogan 22, I got it at Nova Open. Speaking of Nova Open, I think it's time for another giveaway. See, this is a tabletop wargaming convention swag bag. And I'm going to send it out just because I want to. And got two of these. One is mine, one is Matt's. I'm going to give mine away. I'm not going to give away Matt's. I'll give away mine. Although I'm really tempted. You know what? Yeah, I'll give away Matt's and I'll keep mine. And if he wants one, he can have mine. There you go. That's more fun to give away other people's things. I'm going to do that. Should I do it? That's not even a question. I'm just going to do it and ask forgiveness later, because that's how we do things to get things done in this world. I think that's a better way of doing all things. Here it is. This was it. And you know what? Let me talk a little bit about the Nova Open experience. Nova Open experience was fantastic. Mike, Lori, Dewey, thank you guys for making us feel like we were at home, in your home, because that's how I felt. It was a fantastic convention. We'll be going next year. And I met a lot of people I met for the first time. And there were other people that I already knew. And I was able to rekindle those chaotic relationships that I made once upon a time in the warp. And I was very happy with my overall experience. And there are a number of different projects that I am now working on as a result of going to Nova Open. These are side projects. They are small projects, and they're not projects that I'm doing, which means they won't take up my time. They will take up time in respect to how much time it'll be before they're done, which I'm excited for because it won't be too much time. That really doesn't describe anything that I'm working on. But something that I can tell you is this. Warlord Titan is one of them. Another one is... I'm not going to mention the other two. You know what? I'll mention that one, but not the other two. Because Warlord Titan, you've seen before. The other two, you haven't seen before. And I am so excited to unveil those. It's killing me that I can't tell you, but I'm not going to do it. Because as much as I love Khorne and Nurgle right now, I am also the keeper of secrets. So Tzeentch certainly has his way with me sometimes, and I won't tell you. No matter how much you ask, if you give me $1 million, then I'll tell you. I'm not gonna lie, like I totally would, but yeah. Dave, do tell players make friends now? Why do you gotta ask? What do people want now? You just gotta throw the question in there because you know I'm gonna read it like the teleprompter. Do they make friends now? Well, it's pretty, yeah. They go to friends and they go to school, right? Are there not schools of fish? Do they make friends? Is it really your buddy when you're right next to them living in a sardine can? I don't know. I can't answer the question. I think they're more part of you than they are your friend. Is a wart on your arm your friend? No, it's a part of you. And that is the extent of the friendships that Tau is able to develop. I don't know where that came from. It came from the warp, and I just wrote it. It was fun, and that's all. Still here, and still, he has his way with all of us sometimes, just as planned. I don't disagree. Dave, how does one harness the Mark of Dave? Oh, it's very easy to do it. This is how you harness the Mark of Dave. Here. See that cultist? He doesn't have an autogun. He's got a flamer. I've just harnessed the Mark of Dave. What you see is not what you get. Living by proxy. That's the Mark of Dave. In fact, what do you guys think if I started a Mark of Dave army? That's not an if. What do you guys think of when I start it? Because I will start. I've already started it. So I'm excited to unveil that as well. I'm going to create my own Chaos Space Marine Legion. It will be the Mark of Dave. It's going to have the mark on the shoulder pads, and all of the dudes holding the weapons won't actually be holding weapons. They're going to be pantomiming. They're going to be holding invisible weapons, but they'll all have the appropriate positions. I just think it'd be hilarious. That's just a thought. Dave is the backbone of mini wargaming. You're very kind with your words. Now it's a matter of me asking you, what would you like? What are you saying? One must want something when one says things like that. I could be wrong. I would love to start that now. Yeah. Yeah. Name that tune. Also, do you have any experience? Okay. I'm going to read it the exact way that you wrote it because there might be a reason for your wording. Sierra 026 says, also, do you have any experience with Forge World stuff? I use a Decimator engine and it kicks. All sorts of, would you look at this? I happen to have a Decimator engine, and not just a Decimator engine, but a Nurgle-themed Decimator engine right here, right in front of my face, which is in front of your face. I'm distracted by the model, and I don't quite remember your question. All I know is that it had Decimator engine in it, and Forge World, yes, to answer your question, and if the question was somewhat related to do I use Forge World models, then the answer is yes. Have I used them before in battle reports? The answer is yes. Do I use them often? The answer is no. I don't use them often, but I use them often enough to be happy with when I do use them. I wonder if it's better if I do this. No, it's not going to show up well. The lighting in here isn't quite the lighting that you would get on a Khorne world with all the fire. It's a little bit more bright. There is another model that I want to show you because I'm really excited for it, and a good friend of mine, Mike Grove, painted him up. and there was a nice gentleman that gave this model to me at Adepticon. His name slips me, and I feel horrible about this. All I know is that he's a special person, and I'm very grateful for the model that he gave me. But check this out, okay? This is another army that I may or may not build in the future because it's just the idea of it sounds ridiculously awesome. Take a look at this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a Demon Prince, but not just any Demon Prince. He's a mechanized Space Wolf Demon Prince. He's a Space Wolf turned Demon Prince because he's a Space Wolf who has fallen to the whims and the wiles of chaos. Hold on, let me do this so I can get more in focus. That's what he looks like. I think this is fun. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think it'd be amazing to actually start an army where that's all it is. Can you imagine Space Wolves that have been chaosified? How sick would that be? I think that would be out of this world awesome. Just out of this world. I can read your comments here. See what you guys think. Focus. Yeah, this is cool. It's really cool, isn't it? I like it. The secret to the mark of Dave's power. Dave is secretly the replacement / reincarnation of Malala. I have no comment to confirm nor deny. That just drips awesomeness all over the place. Doesn't it? It does. Dudes, I can't tell you how excited I am to show you what I'm working on, but I'm not going to because the idea is this. The idea is that because it's never been done before, I'm going to post a video about it. That's the first thing that's going to be posted ever of it. And the hope is that it'll go viral because of the amount of awesomeness that is injected into one video. And that is the hope. There are two ideas for this. The one idea is just amazing, and I love it. The other idea is something completely wacky that when I thought of it and I had a discussion with somebody about it and we were planning it together, we were both so giddy, and it just gave us feelings of happiness just thinking about it and knowing that it was going to happen and seeing the reaction of people once they see it. It's going to be so good. And I know you have no idea what I'm talking about unless you somehow can read my mind. And if that's the case, hi, how's it going? But if not, and you don't know what I'm talking about, this is fine. But it's just, I can see it in my mind. And the fact that I can see it and I'm talking to you about it without giving you detail, it should just be enough for now, knowing that it's going to be so awesome once it comes out. Wow. Talk about like getting excited for an idea that there's no detail for. What better way to go through life than to just not know exactly why you're happy about stuff? I think that's not a bad way. Tell me it's Chaos Space Wolves. Yes, it's Chaos Space Wolves. Would it be Space Wolves Chaos? Would it be Chaosified Space Wolves, or would it be Space Wolves Chaos Space Marines? Either way, that looks awesome, man. It's unmistakable what it is. It combines two loves of mine, the Viking aspect and the Chaos aspect. You put them together, and what do you get? You get all sorts of bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, let me tell you. Mr. Dave, do you think we'll ever see Lorgar Demon Prince in 40K? Well, let me tell you. What do you think, sir? Will we ever see you as a Demon Prince? I think we might. You know, there's a good chance of it. Well, is there a good chance? I don't know if there's a good chance, but I think that if there is any chance, then it must be done, because that's certainly a good way to walk through life, being a Demon Prince. You know, have your own world, maybe a couple worlds to rule over. I think that's not a bad way of, you know, putting that as a reference on your chaotic warp resume. I think it's pretty good. Good question. I like it. I like it a lot. Chaos Vikings, isn't that the Warriors of Chaos fantasy? It actually is, to be honest, but as much as that's the case, they're not Space Wolves Chaos. Because that's different. That's a little bit different. Nurgle Tau for the Greater Goo. That's actually pretty funny. Good thing I'm seeing Tau with Nurgle on them, and they are no longer Tau. Otherwise, that would be a statement that I would have to strongly disagree with. You can't call them Chaos Space Wolves. It's Heretic Lupus Astartes in 8th edition. Okay, fine. Yes. Margin Cortus. Yes. I agree with that. That's pretty clever. And the question I have to you is the question that Brad Pitt had to Edward Norton on the plane of Fight Club. And he said, how's that working out for you? And he says, how's what working out? And he goes, being clever. Corn Wolf Vikings. That sounds funny. Not Zinch, that's for sure. Well, that certainly is for sure. Let's see what we're going to do. Let's talk about something else here. Ascension of Abaddon. What is something else that I am excited for? Here it is. 2 things. In addition to the Terminators that we were talking about earlier. Okay. Here we are in the Deathguard Codex. We're going to be looking at something fun here. You ready for it? You ready for it? Myphitic Blight Haulers. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. What that is the new tank. I think I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these on battlefields. I know that I'll be getting some, and I'm going to be having much fun when I field them. So they move 10 inches, so that's not bad, considering that a lot of things in the Nurgle, in the Deathguard Codex, don't move that far. So these guys move a bit further. They are a fast attack, so that would only be appropriate. Let's see, weapon skill, but skill 4+, that's not bad. Strength 6, toughness 7. 8 wounds. Okay. 3 attacks. Leadership 8, 3 up save. They have, let's see, they got Disgustingly Resilient, which is good. They're demonic, so they get a 5 up invuln save. They have their Bile Spurt, which is a 12-inch assault D3. Strength 6 -1. It's a plague weapon. And missile launcher and a multi-melta. Okay, they got those two too. They have a Gnashing Maw, which is also a plague weapon. Strength user, which is strength 6 -2 AP. That's not bad. Not bad. Putrescent Fog. So friendly Deathguard infantry. They are, if they're entirely within 7 inches of one of these models, you gain the cover. You gain the cover benefit. So that's not bad. So put your Plague Marines next to these guys, and they get a 2 up save. That's actually pretty sweet. Heck, you put your Poxwalkers. No, they're gonna die anyway. Never mind. You'd be wasting it. Putrid Explosion. If you kill him, then on a 4 up he explodes instead of a 6 up. And each unit within 7 inches suffers a mortal wound. Yes, this is with the theme of explosions and mortal wounds and suffering mortal wounds by being in a certain area of effect stuff. A lot of this in the Deathguard Codex. Beast of Nurgle mounts for lords. King Solomon, may your temple be eternal. I don't know where that came from. Incidentally, my father-in-law, his name is Dave Solomon. Again, I don't know why he told you that. So heavy support. We got a Plague Burst Crawler. That's kind of like a better version of the thing I was just talking about. Only it's not that version at all. It's a completely different model, to be honest. So you move 9 inches, which isn't bad. You're a tank. You're certainly a tank. You got 12 wounds here going on here. And your toughness 8, which is, what is that? What's toughness 8? Vindicators and Land Raiders? Like toughness 8 is rare. Lord of Skulls, he's toughness 8. Entropy Cannon. So this is where it gets fun. Okay, you guys ready for this? 36 in range. Heavy 1. Strength 8. -4 AP. D6 damage. So, yeah. That's a one-shot, I kill you shot. And Bliss skill is 4+. Yeah, 36 inch range. That's not bad. Let's see what else. Plague Burst Mortar. Here's another one that's really fun. It's 12 inch to 48. So anything within 12 inches, you can't shoot it because it goes too far. So 12 to 48, it's heavy D6. Strength 8 minus 2, D3. It's a plague weapon, rerolling 1s to wound. And this weapon can target units that are not visible to the firing model. So this is basically your barrage equivalent in the older editions. Now, I'm not used to having things be barrage-esque because it just didn't exist. But now it does in the form of a Plague Burst Crawler. And let me tell you, I'm excited. I'm excited to feel this. It's 110 points for this model base. It's so cheap. Come on. It's so cheap. Your guns, even your guns, man. Your Entropy Cannon is 20 points. Heavy Slugger 6. Plague Burst Mortar is 0. Plague Spitter is 17. And Rothale Volley Cannon is 12. So even still, you are not many points. Let me see here. You are 30, 56 plus 110, 166. So for under 170 points, you have this with awesome weapons, and you also have a Plague Spitter, which is Assault D6. Automatically hits the target. You get to shoot all this stuff at all of the things. Dang, that's fun. You are also disgustingly resilient with him. It's harder for you to die. On a 5+, you explode if you have 0 wounds, and each unit within 6 inches suffers D3 mortal wounds. So that's a little bit better. That's exciting. 5-up invuln save on this guy as well. And man, you actually have 2 Plague Spitters. My bad. You're armed with 2 Plague Spitters. So instead of Assault D6, Assault 2D6 essentially. That's exciting. Models need to come out with this sooner than they are. I'm not complaining. I'm just speaking to the universe. And if the universe happens to hear me and it happens because I said something, then I'm willing to accept that fate. I'm excited for this. I want to feel it. And I think the models, anytime there's new models, especially when they are added to Chaos Space Marine armies, I am happy. They could be the crappiest models, and I am still a degree of happy. Let's see, what's a good example of that? Mutilators. That's a good example of that. I don't feel them very much. They're not that great. They're not that effective. They're expensive for what they do, but it's a new model and it's fun looking, and it really just speaks pure chaos. So I can't complain. Let's see what you got here. Crawler is awesome. Abby is not Archaon, though. He would rebel. Let's see, what are you guys talking about here? I'm repainting my painting desk. Should I do a Khorne or Nurgle themed desk? Well, I'd say do Khorne with a hint of Nurgle. See what I did there? Okay. It's like having some steak and you put some spice on it. That's exactly what you'd be doing. They need that weird demon trait where the more wounded they are, the better they get at melee and worse at shooting. They don't have that because they don't increase their attacks, but they do decrease their ballistic skill should they get wounded. Only by a bit, though. They go from ballistic skill 4 to 5. And their strength also drops. So you don't want to be having that. Something else that didn't happen in the Deathguard Codex is your inclusion of Vindicators. You cannot have any Vindicators. You cannot have any Havocs. They are not included in the Codex. You cannot have any Obliterators. They are also not included in the Codex. Mutilators are also foregone. They didn't. It doesn't matter too much. It's okay. I'm okay with this. There's one thing I gotta double check though. Something. Let me see. For elites, you have Possessed, Beast of Nurgle, Hellbrute, Blight Lord Terminators, Death Shroud Terminators, Tallyman, Foul Blightspawn, Belogous Putrefier, Plague Surgeon, and Noxious Blight Bringer. And that's what you have for elites. So you don't have straight up Terminators anymore. You have either Blight Lord or Death Shroud. Which, to be honest, if you're going to bring Terminators, and one of the options was regular Terminators, why would you choose regular Terminators? Unless they were much, 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 much cheaper, why would you bring them when you got the Death Shroud? Death Shroud I'm excited for when they're Man Reapers. I'm going to see what happens there. You also don't have Chosen. There are no Chosen in this book. There's no longer an option. So you've got to keep that in mind. You can't be spamming those Meltas or plasma guns like you might be used to. I know I was used to that. That's what I do in Black Legion themed. But that's okay. I'm working with some new stuff here. It's okay to get used to it. Troops. You got 5 troops choices here to choose from. You got Plague Marines, Cultists, Pox Walkers, Plague Bearers, and Nurglings. Which is, again, it's sweet. I like how the demons are a part of it now. And they're not in addition to, or they're not an afterthought allied force that you bring just so you can unlock some sort of spam cheese ability. Now it's all cohesive. It's all part of the same thing. I like that the most. Hellbrutes seem kind of out of place in organic army like Nurgles unless you green stuff the heck out of it. Well, Mannock, let me tell you, a Defiler is included in here. And it doesn't look very Nurgly to me, but I'm glad that a Defiler is included in here because we're talking about Deafy now. Wouldn't want to leave him out. If Deafy can go, then his little brother, Hellbruty, can go. That's my logic. So basically, if you include demons in a Deathguard detachment, it stops being a Deathguard detachment, right? Well, I think it's important that you include some Deathguard still, just to make sure that it's still a Deathguard detachment and it's not just a straight up demons detachment because you don't want that to happen. Dave, 40K fan, movie Death of Hope. Excellent. Excitement. Deafy goes where he pleases. Still here and still? Yes, I agree with that. Heard the Forge Fiend is out as well. That is also correct. No Mauler Fiend nor Forge Fiend. I did not see them here. Therefore, they are not in the Codex because I don't wear glasses, which means I'm able to see. I'm not saying that people who wear glasses can't see. In fact, they probably see better than a lot of people without glasses. That wasn't really relevant. It's your job to filter. Not only your job to organize the words that I throw at you, you got to filter them. So if they don't make sense, because you got to clean out your filter. Yeah, it's fine if in the same detachment it's just a chaos, some mark of a chaos god detachment. Yep, should have been Soul Grinder instead of the other one. Well, I think a Soul Grinder would have been good choice as well. In fact, I think they should have included him instead of it being one or the other. When you think about it, let's see how many heavy support choices you got here. Okay, you got Land Raider, Plague Burst Crawler, which we've already gone over. We know what that is. It's the new tank. Defiler. We're up to 3 now. Predator. So that's 4. Looks like that's 4 heavy support choices. You know, I think it would have been appropriate to include Obliterators because if you think of the look of the Obliterators, they already look Nurgly without being Nurgly. So, heck, some new Obliterator models would have been fantastic as well. Talk about an awesome excuse to do some conversions. I would love to see that. You have to filter 95% of the stuff in chat, so it's only fair that we do the same with your speech. Yeah. I agree. Love the Demon Forged units. More of them. Okay. I think this is something that we can arrange. Definitely knows where Dave lives. Can't leave him out. Well, he does have a bed at my house. His bed is actually a little bed, and it's beside my bed, and it's pretty cute. But don't tell him that because he doesn't like things being cute. In his world, in his mind, he's bigger than me. He's bigger than all of us. So tell him that he's big because he doesn't like being totally not. Dave, when will we get a demon model for our Lord Fulgrim? Okay. So you want to talk to Slanesh now, do you? Talk to Slanesh in a Deathguard chat. Let's see what we can do. Well, Fulgrim, how are we today? Would you like some sort of bigger version of yourself so that you can show off the ego that you have demonstrated so many times? Because you know, you are the pretty one. You, if anyone, you are the one that should be given the limelight for a little while. Is that only appropriate and fair? To be honest, I think that would actually be pretty cool. I think that would not be bad. I think that would only be good for business. And we can pit him up in an epic match against Mortarion and Magnus and Angron and so many others. Yeah, I like it. All right, I think it's time for one of the giveaways. Let's start collecting Space Wolves. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now, for this to happen, I need to look at something. Okay. This one will require some quick hands. Are you ready? You must be logged in to YouTube before you answer this. So I will give you some time to log in if you're not logged in, if you want to win this. It's going to be a Deathguard related question that one must watch many wargaming videos to know. And if you haven't seen this particular video, you need to be logged in and be able to search for this video. Those are the only clues I'm going to give before I actually give the clues for the actual clue. A lot of clues there. So I'll wait another few seconds, and then I'll tell you what the question is. It's going to be fun. I'll tell you that much. Ready? Okay. I've given you enough time to log in. So really what it is, it's actually just like you accepting the prize and sending me your mailing address. You need to be logged in to Mini Wargaming because you got to message me back on YouTube, so I know that you are you and you're logged in as yourself. Otherwise, it could be just anyone saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm the winner." But when you're logged in as you, it's kind of hard to fake that, unless people hacking into your account. But wow, completely sidetracked. Here's the clue. Are you ready? Name the episode of Life of a Wargamer where something happens to Steve and he starts to chase me around, and I have to put a psychic spell on him to get him to stop chasing me. First person to answer it correctly wins Start Collecting Space Wolf. Sofa Bear. Okay. So I'm going to do this. Okay. It's down to two people. And the reason why is because you answer 58, that is not incorrect. You answer Nurgle's Rot, that's also not incorrect. If you were to say episode 58, Nurgle's Rot, that is the most correct. So the first two people to answer this were Sofa Bear and Remington Fox. So this next question, a more specific question, is for you two only because it is between you two now. Are you ready? You ready for it? Remember who you are, because I've already forgotten. Sofa Bear and Remington Fox. Hold on. Let me write this down. I don't want to forget you guys. Remington Fox and Sofa Bear. I love your names. Here's the next question. Here's a fun one. Name, and this one you don't have to tell me the episode number. You just need to tell me who was featured. Okay. Which other YouTuber was featured in Life of a Wargamer episode 49, Girls Can't Play War Games? If you could tell me the answer to that, the first of you two to answer that is the winner. Remington Fox and Sofa Bear. Okay, it's between you two. Let's see if we can get it. I'm waiting. You know what? Okay, Sofa Bear, you said War Gaming Girl. And so did Remington Fox. You said Wargaming Girl. So technically, it's Wargamer Girl. So you guys be the judge, okay? I'll let you guys be the judge. Since technically her name is Wargamer Girl, I also would have accepted Miranda. You guys tell me. The first person who answered this was Sofa Bear. Should we give it to Sofa Bear, or should we wait for one of them to answer it correctly? One of those two to answer correctly. Let them win. Rematch. Who would win, Fulgrim Demon Prince or a new Eldar? Okay, that doesn't help. Yeah, he won. Wargamer Girl. I say Sofa Bear. Should get it. Yes, give it to him. Okay, there you go. The cultists have spoken. So, Sofa Bear, you are the winner. Congratulations for start collecting Space Wolves. This is now yours to do with as you please. You need to message me here on YouTube. It's probably best you do it right away. You do it right away, this will get out to you sooner. Because if you wait if you wait a half hour, I might not get it until like tomorrow. And when I say tomorrow, I mean next week, because I may not check it until next week. But if you send it right away, send the message right away, I'm going to check it directly after this broadcast, and then I'll be able to ship it to you. So include your full name and shipping address, and you shall start collecting Space Wolves. Okay? Message me on YouTube, though. It's got to be on YouTube. Thank you very much for participating. Now for the second giveaway. It's going to be the Nova Open Bag. Here's the convention swag bag that I am giving away right now. Next question. You guys ready? Doing it. Doing it up. Let's see. What's the other one? By the way, going to make some more Life of Wargamer videos because I miss it. What can I do that would be fun? I know. Here's another one. I got it. Yeah. So we talked about Nurgle a little bit. Let's talk about Khorne a little bit. So name the episode of Life of a Wargamer where my cuz Terry had some words and she kicked the crap out of me. From Geek and Sundry. Terry Latorco. Okay, what's the name of the episode? I will accept the episode number and the name of the episode as an answer. If you give me one or the other, it's not complete. It's got to be the episode number and the name of it. Okay. Not quite yet. Some of you have gotten... Okay. Looks like CFO is the first to get the full answer, which were my specifications. So congratulations, CFO. It is episode number 62, Bloodletting. And if you haven't seen this episode, I recommend that you watch it. Mini Wargaming looks very different in the background. This is before we built our studios. And it was just a different time. But I suggest you watch it. It was very fun. Very, very fun. So again, with the CFO, please message me here on YouTube. Make sure you're logged in as CFO when you do it. And message me right away if you could. Then I can get this out to you right away. Congratulations. So, to recap, I am happy with Deathguard. I've seen many things in it that will make me very excited to field new models on the battlefield. And really, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing to me, is will I have fun fielding it on the battlefield? And if I will, then I look forward to it. It doesn't have to be the strongest, doesn't have to be the best. All it needs to do is make me have fun on the battlefield. So that's my 2 cents. That's my flowers in the Garden of Nurgle. Because once they're plucked, then get some orcs and help you replant them, because that's what's going to happen. Guaranteed it. You don't need to fertilize it. You don't even have to do anything. You just kill them, and then they'll come back. Then your garden. Can you imagine that? Oh, I just thought of Nurgle orcs. Can you imagine Nurgle orcs? Dudes. Oh, my goodness. So, for those of you who have jumped onto the show right now and have not seen this earlier in the show, This is a Chaos Space Marine, Space Wolf, Demon Prince. Can you imagine an orc? A Nurgle orc. In fact, if you know of anyone that has created any Nurgle orcs, then please do send them to me. Dave@miniwargaming.com. Send me some Nurgle orc pics, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. And you know what? Just for fun, since we're all on the show right now, I think it's about time we send a little bit of love to Steve. It's been a while since we wished him a happy birthday. It might have been a day or two, but it's Steve's birthday today. It's not really his birthday. We just like to say it is because he hates it. What man hates being told happy birthday is the funniest thing ever, but he hates it. So we got to wish him a happy birthday. Steve@miniwargaming.com is his email address. So should you choose to email him and wish him a happy birthday, then that's not in my control. That's just something that is going to happen. So I encourage it, and I suggest that that'd be a good life choice today. And it's also a good thing to see his reaction afterwards. This is the best thing. Steve is a reactionary. And it's a good thing that I'm a reactionist, because since I'm a reactionist, I get my full plate every day here working with these brothers. I guess I see a lot of reactions. So again, Steve@miniwargaming.com. Happy birthday, Steve. That's all you got to say. It's really simple. You know, it's good. It makes people happy. Doesn't make Steve happy, but that's why it makes people happy. I love it so much. So thank you very much for joining in the Shrine of Chaos. Let's see. Do we have one next week? Let me check the schedule. Oh, we're all organized about this stuff now. Well, would you look at that? I have one next Thursday. So stay tuned for that week when we will have another Shrine of Chaos. And we will talk about more chaotic things. And I'll give you more updates on fun projects that we're working on, because it is just an amalgamation of projects. That's what's happening right now. You have one big ball rolling forward into the warp, and once we reach it, it's going to be the mini wargaming bunker, and it's going to be amazing. Can't wait. Can't sleep. Too excited. Thank you very much. Happy wargaming. See you in the next Shrine of Chaos. And remember, just don't collect Tau unless you eat them for breakfast. Then collect as much as you want.